Hey everybody, so Doctor of Credit released a new article talking about a new potential Capital One credit card coming out. This credit card would be a mid-tier credit card to compete with the American Express Gold Card. Now, American Express recently had an earnings call, and part of the earnings call was talking about how millennials and younger are getting more of the luxury credit cards, maybe to feel luxurious, and have some luxury since real estate costs a fortune to buy today. So Capital One maybe is thinking, hey, maybe we should get into this game too and release our own coupon book and sort of luxury credit card. So this has not been confirmed yet. This is just a rumor, but Doctor of Credit has been very accurate when they've released articles talking about a change coming to a credit card or a new product coming out. So I think I'm going to believe them. So now I personally have 3 Capital One credit cards. The only one that has the annual fee that I have is the Venture X card. So let's break down this new potential mid-tier credit card from Capital One. So you're going to be getting 4x miles for dining per dollar spent, 3x on groceries, 10x on Capital One travel, and 10x on Capital One entertainment. Now, this card's going to come with some coupons. So, some people love the coupons, other people hate the coupons. So, it just depends where you stand on it for whether you love them or hate them. So, the coupons are an Apple TV membership, $120 at Starbucks, $100 annual dining credit, I think that's what it is, and $100 Capital One travel credit. So, hopefully Capital One will just do this annually, where you just get, the full amount and then you can just, spend it as, as needed. Unlike American Express, they do it in months or semi-annual. So, again, this is all speculation. None of this is confirmed. This may not happen, but do I think it's going to happen? As I said, yes. So, Capital One could do kind of well with this because when you add up all the credits you're getting, you're making money on this credit card. You're very in the green, assuming you use every single one. So one of the credits is an Uber One membership, which Capital One already did this with the Saver card, and that was a sweet thing. It sucked when it expired because it was nice to save $5 or $6 sometimes on Uber ride and a few bucks off your Uber Eats order. So whenever this card comes out, and if you have it and that benefit is confirmed, then that'll be a sweet benefit in my opinion if you're using Uber or Uber Eats. Now, maybe you can combine it with the American Express Uber credits where you just get the Uber One membership through Capital One and then use your Amex card to pay for Uber, so that way you get the Amex Uber credits too, and then you can kind of double dip there. So that would be nice, if this new Capital One card does come out, give it to you the Uber One membership, and then the American Express credits could also be used. So there's no name for this credit card though. However, I have one idea what it could be. I think it's going to be the Saver X card. That's my guess. It's wild, but it could be the new Capital One card that's coming out. Let's think about it. There's a card called the Venture X card. Then there's a card called the Venture card. So right now we have a card called the Saver card, but there's nothing above the Saver card. Just saying. Could be a thing. Is this going to do as well as American Express? It's hard to say. I feel like you're going to do better with this one because the annual fee's a little bit lower. So it's $30 cheaper to get the Capital One annual fee if this comes out. So just got to repeat myself there. If it comes out, it would be $30 cheaper, and you would be in the green if you use all the perks by at least $200. That'd be a good thing, right? Because you're paying a lower annual fee and you're getting more in return. So that could be a no annual fee credit card you put into perspective. However, we have a current Capital One credit card called the Saver card. I own that card myself, and you're already getting 3% back on dining, 3% back on groceries, and 3% back on entertainment purchases, just general entertainment purposes, not just Capital One entertainment. And that card is no annual fee. So, and it's 1x everywhere else, and same with the new Capital One card, 1x for the non-bonus category. But that card has no annual fee. So that's why I'm thinking, how well is this going to do? Because maybe somebody just doesn't want to pay an annual fee and they think, oh, I have the Saver card. I'm only earning 1% back or less back, but I'm not paying an annual fee. So that's something to take into consideration when thinking about this. But if this comes out, it'd be very interesting because competition is good for the credit card industry, and giving the MX Gold a little more competition might put more pressure on them to maybe not raise the annual fee as much if Capital One's going to come out with one that's lower. Because the nice thing about the Venture X card is that card hasn't raised its annual fee yet. So hopefully they don't do that. But yeah, so this card could be interesting if it comes out. It really could. Maybe I'll do an upgrade to it or I'll apply for it directly. I already own 3 Capital One credit cards. I'm not sure you're allowed to get a 4th one. There's no rule out there that I can find that says exactly how many Capital One cards you own or can have, excuse me. People used to say, oh, you can only have 2 Capital One cards, but of course it's not true because I own 3. So you can definitely have at least 3. I can confirm that. Anyway, so this could be very interesting, and I look forward to hearing more about this. And let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think this card will be a good one? Do you think it'll suck, or do you just not care? Whatever your opinion is, leave it below. I'd love to hear. And as always, I thank you for watching this video. If you give this video a like and hit the subscribe button, I'd truly appreciate that. And again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.